Welcome to the Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders podcast. Prepare to take a dive into all things mythical, eerie and downright strange. Stick around. You might just enjoy yourself. Hello everyone, and welcome to Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders. I'm one of your hosts, James. I'm joined by the absolute lovely June and Collins. I think I call one of you lovely every week, and we're going to go with that now. That's going to be the new thing. Okay?
That's the thing. Let's keep it going. Yeah, beautiful.
And I guess that other guy sitting on his phone is Lewis Carr. I think he's on the show. I'm not really sure. Don't know who he is, to be honest. Who is he?
He's present when he needs to be. He's here when it's important.
He's saving his energy for the big supernova.
The big
that he's
ending.
got. Yeah, the big ending, the big finish. So how are we guys doing? Have we been well?
Oh well. Yeah. Just you know how it is. Just getting on with things.
Getting on.
How about yourself?
Getting down with business. I've been good, man. Been good. Just been as you know, I've been throwing myself into making jingles recently.
Yes,
And,
I'm excited to hear these jingles.
I know, I've already got ideas for other ones, and they're probably going to be absolutely hated by anyone who listens to this. But unfortunately, I like to self-indulge in myself, and that's just the way it goes. And another thought I've had recently is a concept of starting a podcast in a global pandemic. A lot of people have done it.
Well, yeah, we're in a pile here, but that's okay because, you know, 5 good listeners or 5,000 good listeners. Hey, as long as we're brightening someone's day, that's job done, right?
Exactly. I'd like to point out as well that the idea for this podcast was brewing before the pandemic. We just conveniently had more time to do it when the pandemic came about. You know,
but also, if it's only 5 listeners, when we eventually do the Triple M World Tour, it's going to be a very cheap tour. We could probably do it in a living room.
Come to your house,
provided,
mate.
you know, we're allowed people's living rooms.
We'll do it in your garden.
Yeah, we'll just stand on the driveway. Just open the window. We'll shout.
Yeah. So on this episode, we're going to talk about garden gnomes. I was thinking as well, like we can, start abbreviating the title of the podcast now. We're absolutely, massive. We can, like you said, call it Triple M June, or we can even go for You're listening to the podcast.
Oh, that's got 3 syllables as well, so that works. Yeah.
It's great. So now we've got the business out of the way, which we probably should have done outside of the actual recording. I'm good, though. Yeah, thank you, June, for asking. How are you, Lewis? How have you been?
Good.
Good. I'm glad. One thing as well, like I know obviously we want to get straight into the deep end with June and mystery of the week.
We got time.
I'd like to discuss something concerning.
Okay.
And I'd also, I know you're aware, June, because we spoke about it. And I hope it's not Lewis's thing for the week. If it is, we'll hold off. All I'm going to say is Army Hammer.
Yes. Now, when we release this, we obviously don't know if any developments will have come.
Exactly.
Or if the world would have forgotten about this. But the man is lost his mind. He's going...
Yeah.
If the accusations are to be believed.
Yeah. So, so for people like Lewis or anyone else who doesn't know who Army Hammer is an American actor, 34 years old. He is... star of The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Lone Ranger, Wounds on Netflix,
he's in
Social Network. Yeah, Social Network. Twice, as the...
twins.
The twins, yeah. What are they called? The
Dinkelberg or something.
The Winklevoss twins, that was it. Yeah.
That's it, the Winklevosses.
Yeah, the Winklevosses. So he's been in a fair few things. He's an alright actor, let's say, But suddenly... He's hungry. He has been, I'd say accused, but the leaked DMs, the direct messages, are something else. And again, you're probably listening to this when it's been and gone and it's old news, but I just have to talk about it. Lewis, I'll tell you first. He is a cannibal, or highly likely a cannibal.
Wants to be a cannibal.
Wants to be a cannibal bad. He's posted pictures on his Instagram of knives saying # I want something to carve. And that's not the reason why it started. I've got some of the leaked DMs here. And so it's not just cannibalism, it's also kind of some S&M kind of dominant thing. I won't say S&M because obviously what he does is probably just more of a control thing, so I take that back. Yeah, he basically, I'll quickly read it, Elite DM. You just live to obey and be my slave. I will own you. That's my soul, my brain, my spirit, my body. Would you come and be my property till you die? If I wanted to cut off one of your toes and keep it with me in my pocket so I always had a piece of you in my possession... Oh, that's kind of written weird. I was waiting for it to go somewhere, but it ends the question mark. It's a long question. So yeah, that's one thing. So yeah, he wants to cut someone's toe off, keep it in his pocket. Another one here is, he's saying this one, I am 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. Shit, that's scary to admit. I've never admitted that before. I've cut the heart out of a, and then the words blanked out. So yeah. Oh, and also let's not forget you. And the other thing, the rib. So apparently either his ex-wife or one of his ex-girlfriends had a rib removed for an operation or something, and he wanted to apparently get hold of it at barbecue and eat it. Apparently.
Now, at the time of recording,
yes, of course. Yeah.
The only development I've seen is that he's quit or stepped down from his role that he's due to start recording imminently, to spend time with his children in the wake of, as he says, these untrue rumours.
And of course, there's all that about him doing drugs tests to see his children, because apparently he's quite the, again, alleged drug fiend. So, yeah, if it's all to be true, the guy's a mess. He's mad. He's a madman.
He's truly gone off the deep end, I think.
Yeah, I think it's true. Lewis, it's obviously as an outsider to this, how do you feel about it all?
I've not seen any of the DMs, and I don't know who he is, really. I don't know.
I mean, he is a good actor.
You couldn't prove it, could you? You can't prove it. So
but, yeah, it's an issue.
Anyway, let's get into more pressing issues.
That was a nice little trial run of a secondary media news podcast.
Yeah. That's why I'm here, mate. Yeah.
This is it. Just trying to sneak them in.
I just want you guys to know about celebs, man. That's what I am. So yeah, Julian, this week, what have you got for us?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, James. Just clear the throat. Get it all ready. Beautiful. So, well, for today's episode, we are travelling to sunny Brighton and Hove. We're going on an adventure to look for a mysterious creature that has been spotted around the area numerous times. It's been going on for about 30 years, and it still is going on to this day.
Is it an ugly child?
It's not.
Okay. Well,
there's been sightings of a large quadrupedal creature.
Oh, okay. Is it an ugly child on all fours?
Unconfirmed, because we don't know what it is. That's the problem, is we don't really know.
Ugly man.
Ugly child on all
ugly
fours.
Man after 30 years, you know. Everyone grows up.
But I'll throw some evidence your way, and we'll see how you guys feel, because there's been some developments as of late. So some witness accounts say the creature resembles a leopard. Ooh. Others have said it resembles a lion, and others have said it resembles a large wolf.
Big cats in Brighton.
Yeah, big cats, or potentially a wolf, depending on who you listen to.
Canines in Brighton, yes.
Over the years, it's been referred to loads in news articles. People have reported it. It's had loads of names. Depending on where people have spotted it, the name tends to change.
Let's hear the names.
So the names are... The first one I found was the Portslade Panther.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then we've got
a panther.
A big black cat.
Yeah.
They live in the jungle.
Always.
And Yeah. Oh, I thought you said, what's a panther? I was like,
how
long have you gone through your life without knowing what a panther is? Yeah. I apologise. That was very condescending of me.
Condescending, poor Lewis.
But the name that is my least favourite name. In fact, I've given you these names in order of my
favoritism. Okay.
So the second middle of the range name, the Beast of Bevendine.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Or my favourite, the Hellhound of Molescombe.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Let's do it. Providing it's not a cat. The Hellcat.
Well, provided. Now, I'll get
Hellcat works still as well.
Put a pin in the Hellhound, because we're going to revisit that a little bit later on.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
So, let me give you... Let's go back to the beginning. Let's see where all this started. So, the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That was where the first eyewitnesses came forward. It wasn't... people didn't come through at once. They just... Every so often, someone would report to the police they've seen a massive animal... panther, lion, wolf thing out and about. But I managed to find a witness account of the very first report. The very first person to report the sighting said they saw a cat the size of a Labrador dog is what they thought it was. And that's what it looked like.
It's not as threatening, but still pretty big for a cat.
No, it's not as threatening, but it's a big old cat. Yeah. So, and then other people reported it after a round of golf. They saw it at the West Hove Golf Club. A milkman reported it patrolling the streets of Portslade Station. And others have seen a beast sticking to the shadows at Hove Cemetery.
I was going to say, was it always a panther they seen?
Well,
these particular ones you're saying, so they're all mixed accounts.
They're all just mixed accounts. Yeah. Some people have said panther, some people have said lion. No one seems to be able to decide on what this thing is. But it has been seen on different occasions all round the Brighton and Hove area. But then, randomly in the middle of the 90s, the reports went dead. Like, no one saw it anymore. So it's just getting reported loads. They didn't really do anything about it because it wasn't doing anything concerning. It was just there. But then a few years later, in the early 2000s, a dog walker in Bevendine ran to the police reporting an attack. She said that she was out walking her dog, and when she let her pet off the lead, the dog just sprinted.
Yeah.
Which, dogs do, no worries. But she lost sight of the dog for a few seconds, and as soon as she lost sight of the dog, she started hearing yelping and the dog wailing. Yeah. So she rushed to help, as you would, any person would, and saw a large creature attacking her dog, a creature that was much bigger than her dog was. It was scratching at it, but the dog did survive.
Oh, thank God.
The dog is okay. But, enough was enough. A group in the local community, they went out in search for the beast, but they found nothing, no signs, so no footprints, no sort of nest or home that the beast would maybe be staying, not even any shit on the floor, nothing like that. Nothing. They're just nothing to indicate that this beast exists. That is the first section. That is the intro to the Hellhound of Molescombe, or right now, the Beast of Bevendine, is where it has been spotted.
It's interesting because obviously there's other cases of big cats around the UK. And I mean, obviously you might go into that later, June, but it's interesting that, I think I spoke to you about this before, Lewis, a while back, about why mysterious big cats around the UK. Do you think they're just kind of pets that people let out? They got exotic pets and they gotta get rid of it?
I don't know. Because that's the thing, is they're definitely not native to the UK.
No, not at all.
But I don't know, you don't hear of it too much, so it's clearly not a massive problem. It's not like, oh Christ, this whole area is overrun with lions, don't go there.
You got the Brighton safari.
Yeah,
don't go there.
I mean, this is it. But that's what's really weird about this, is people have reported seeing this animal, but obviously nothing before it, nothing after it. No one's owned up and gone, oh, I did have a pet lion that I got imported.
Yeah. Well, apparently, looking it up because we said there's no big cats in the UK, Britain's only remaining native cat species is the wild cat. But it's similar to a domestic tabby cat, but a bit larger and stockier, with a black-banded bushy tail. But it's again, looking at it, it's not a panther, man.
And nothing lion-sized.
Yeah, nothing at all.
This is it.
Yeah, like you were saying, I think there must have been. There's been so many sightings around the UK, so I think there must have been somebody with pets, or they've escaped from a zoo, and people are looking through. They've got the wrong prescription glasses, and it just makes everything look a bit bigger. Maybe that could be it.
I seen a giant cat, I did. What's the thing? Or maybe it's to get mystical with it, to get mysterious. It could be just an ancient species of British cat that occasionally come out. Oh, it's skin changers. Them skin changers again is what it is. So yeah.
Or, if we want to take the fun out of it, it could be tourism.
Absolute fun sponge. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Let's get the people. I mean, but to be fair, in Brighton, you don't need it. Like, Brighton has a lot of cool places to go without wanting to go see a lion.
What about setting it on fire?
What, Brighton or the lion?
Well, anything in Brighton.
I'd just like to point out something that Brighton definitely does have, because it's in your picture, Julian. It's got chairs.
Yeah.
Chairs.
That's it. That's why I go to places. I go around to find chairs, and I'm on a quest for the greatest chair.
New podcast idea: chairs of the UK.
We're going to go around. We're going to find the chairs.
Yeah, I like it. I think I'll head north. You head south. Lewis, you can hit the west and east. We'll find Britain's greatest chair. 100 episodes.
It's not a podcast. It's a way of life.
Seriously, though, it's just a podcast.
That was ghastly.
Well, onwards with the story.
Throw us
We're
straight
going
in.
forward in time. I've brought us forward just to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Any important facts from the past, just throw in when you can.
After a lot of radio silence, we're in 2009 now. We get to 2009. Okay. From, I think the reports between then, they sort of dried up around the 2003-2004 mark. And then we get to 2009, and this isn't a report of this beast as such, but there's a place near Brighton called Devil's Dyke. It's a great place to walk, and lots of people do go walking there, lots of dog walkers. It's a lovely area. But one person came across a full-sized deer. And I'm not talking like a little muntjac thing. I'm talking like the real shebang. Yeah, and so someone came across it, but the flesh of the deer had been completely removed. Like, stripped away, consumed, eaten, gone, wasn't there.
Yeah.
The only thing that remained were the bones. The skeleton was in pretty good condition, a little bit broken, but mostly still there. And another little detail that sort of was a bit gross to read was flaps of skin were found around the corpse.
Nice.
But other than that, that's pretty much all that remained of this deer.
Yeah.
So they did what anyone would do, is they were like, well, what's going on here? Let's get the experts in. So they got the experts in, and they examined the carcass.
Who are the experts?
I'm not sure. They're just sort of like biologists of some description that know a little bit about
the deer guys
and what could do this, I couldn't find a specific job title, but they science of a science vein. They are.
Do you have a degree? Yes. Okay.
You'll do. Yeah, physics. That's fine. Let's go look at this deer.
Theoretical physics, but okay.
Yeah, but the experts examined the carcass and determined that nothing indigenous to the UK is capable of such destruction, is the quote that they used.
What about humans?
Humans probably could, but what they did determine was whatever had killed the deer, judging by the injuries, was extremely large and starving, is what they said.
So it was savaged.
So it was it was eaten, pulled apart for food, but just looking at the injuries, it had to be something that was very strong to cause the damage that it did to the carcass. So the area, Devil's Dyke, that I've previously said, the area the deer was found in is a stretch of countryside and woodland. It's massive, right? It's about 100 miles in size.
Wow.
So it's huge. I didn't even realise that, there was that many areas like that in the UK, being that we don't have a great deal of land. But in this area, there's loads of deer, rabbits, and game birds that all call this stretch of land home. If you're a hungry beastie,
good hunting ground.
That's it. It's like the gold rush, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a perfect place for a carnivorous beast. So they looked around at the surrounding area. They wanted to see if there was any traces. No one could find it still. No one figured out what did this to the deer. They just had the deer carcass. One of the closest places with a lot of evidence of activity brings us back to Molescombe from the dog walker from earlier. So it's not the closest, but it's not that far away. Like you can travel it quite easily. And there is a piece of folklore in Moscow, which is everyone is now pointing at the culprit. The piece of folklore is referred to as the legend of Black Shuck.
Black Shuck. Oh,
Black Shuck is
so
back.
this is Black Shuck. So is this like legit connected to Black Shuck? Is this another Black Shuck kind of tie-in?
This is what
I was completely not expecting that at all.
It does, yeah. So now, for listeners that aren't aware or haven't heard of Black Shuck before, Black Shuck is, in folklore, a wolf-like creature. Now, in Molescombe, it has been... Well, it's like a wolf-like creature, but huge, like, massive.
He's a ghostly black dog, isn't he?
He is indeed.
Of East Anglian kind of fame, really. That's the area he's kind of known
Which
to
is
hang
why
about.
it's wild, because he's not normally spotted in... Well, he is spotted in Molescombe, but all the legends don't come from that area at all, which is what's crazy about it. But in Molescombe, Black Shuck has been said to stalk lonely walkers from the shadows, especially around the train station, is where a majority of the sightings have been. It's been described as identical to a wolf, except obviously being much, much bigger. And other people do refer to Black Shuck here as the Hellhound. But people aren't sure if that is different to the cat. Some people think they are tied together, and that actually the big cat is Black Shuck himself.
Well,
so how do we feel about the revelation?
Well, I am blown away. I am, because I'm looking forward to covering Black Shuck anyway at some point. But this is kind of like a little early teaser, a bit of seasoning on something that makes me go, oh, I'd like more of that in the future, and I will. Lewis, so or both of you actually. So, just want to go to think of the idea. Imagine, obviously all three of us like to go for walks in like country areas, and getting attacked is obviously, it's a possibility. It's a concern. So, Lewis,
I'm never worried about it because it doesn't happen too often, but
especially by a big cat, especially. So, Lewis, because obviously I know you enjoy going on your walks, don't you? You go on your walks weekly. So, I just want to do a bit of role playing with you. So,
here we go.
Yeah, you're walking. Give me an area of Derbyshire you like walking through. Belper. So you're having a nice walk through Belper, and suddenly you're walking. La 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 la. So you're walking, and suddenly a beast jumps out of you. What do you do? What do you say? So I'm going to pull my scariest cat face. I'll come out the bush like this.
Yeah, I'd go like that.
And then what?
And then I'd probably say some chosen swear words.
Expletives.
Yeah.
In cat.
Yeah.
You hiss at it, mate.
I'd probably go throw my arms up and go. Ah!
You do the bear technique. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think I'd probably.
And then if that didn't do anything, I'd probably try and run away.
Yeah. Run away, swearing and screaming and going. Right, you, June. What would you do in that situation?
Oh, I'd just fucking die, probably. I think that'd be game over for me. I think I'm goners. I'd maybe try running because we all like a trier. So
we've got fear legs on us as well. Get scared.
Yeah, so there's that. Although I remember reading years and years and years ago. There was an article about a boy that is, I think it was in Eastern Europe somewhere, saved his sister from a bear attack by using skills that he learned from playing World of Warcraft.
Brilliant.
Which is great. Apparently he did things like he tried to like taunt the bear to like attack him, which is
Leroy Jenkins.
He tried to basically Leroy Jenkins the bear, and then he pretended to be dead afterwards. After the bear was running at him,
right?
And the bear was like, "Well, what's going on here?"
How much XP did he get for it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not too well versed.
Mate, you're more well versed in World of Warcraft than the two of us. Either way, June, I know you played it recently. I know you have. So
I played it. Yes, I did. I used to. I no longer. But
that's what they always say.
What was I going to say?
Once a wower, always a wower, June.
I had something.
So the bear.
I don't have time these days. To be fair, it's quite a time-consuming game.
Hey, man. Life's time consuming, am I right?
That's true. But that, to be fair, I'm at the point in my story now where I was going to open up for discussion, so this is good. How do we feel about the addition of Black Shuck?
I'm happy with it. But again, my issue with it is kind of when you're looking for an explanation to something unexplainable or fairly mysterious, you will look for previous, I guess, stories, previous encounters of something. So I'm not saying that, it can't be Black Shuck because I don't have any evidence to say it isn't. But I certainly feel like, what's the distance between East Anglia and Brighton?
Oh, God. Now you're asking questions. I don't know, actually.
All I'm going to say is then, so Black Shuck is basically gone on a holiday. If that's
well,
the
this
case.
is the thing. Is after Black Shuck appeared in these reports, I was like, where did Black Shuck come from?
Yeah.
So I won't do a full thing on it, but that is the direction that this story now goes, is to look at Black Shuck and see if this maybe could be something considered. And actually, very, very interesting about Black Shuck. So we'll go back to it, because we're right near the end now, gents. So Black Shuck, obviously being a huge wolf, jet black in colour, and people have said that his howl will make your blood run cold.
Yeah.
Now, another interesting piece of writing from a book from the 1800s I found, a little excerpt, described Black Shuck as having one eye completely red apart from a cat-like pupil in the middle. Ooh. Which brings us back to the cat thing. So that's very...
So there's a Sauron dog now.
He is, but he's got one eye. Yeah, completely Sauron, but just in a wolf.
Yeah, Sauron wolf.
Like, you take him out the tower, stick his eye in a wolf, Cyclops wolf eye.
That's where he went, mate. That's where he went back in real history when Men of the West defeated the Dark Lord Sauron in about the year.
And then he went into hiding. Yeah.
He went to hiding. Now he's Black Shuck. He's lost all his power. And now he's a dog. Also, just want to quickly interject with Brighton to Suffolk, which is in East Anglia, which is where old Black Shuck has been seen. It's 152 miles away, so it's about 41 hours for a human to walk it. I'm willing to believe Black Shuck took a holiday,
Yeah, and also, it's the 100-mile wood. If the wood near Molescombe, Devil's Dyke, is around that area, maybe that's his hunting grounds. Who knows? But
just don't know.
You say Black Shuck lost all his power when Sauron became Black Shuck. He didn't, because apparently his howl is considered to be a warning. And the best thing to do if you hear Black Shuck howl is to close your eyes and walk away from where you are.
I don't like that's something from a horror film. You hear something, someone just goes, "Close your eyes and walk away." You're like,
because if you see Black Shuck and you look him in the eye, it is at that point too late, and it is guaranteed that you will be dead before the end of the year.
Well, if it's January 1st, mate, I've got a year to try and break the curse.
You got a year, but no one's done well thus far.
Oh.
But then, as I said, I was doing my digging, and I found out that Black Shuck, he was brought to Britain as a story by the Vikings.
Really?
He is Norse in origin. So they describe this great one-eyed wolf as the black dog of Odin, which makes sense because Odin, obviously, all of Odin's stuff has all of his minions all have like one eyes, don't they?
Yeah, because he has one.
So, yeah, exactly. So like you got the ravens, which are the eyes of Odin. So this is apparently the black dog of Odin. And the Viking legends describe him as a wolf the size of a horse.
Is that Fenrir then? Because there is Fenrir in Norse mythology. Or is this
I tried to have a look, but there didn't seem to be any connection.
Okay.
So maybe Fenrir is just like, holding the fort down in Scandinavia.
Differently, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, right, no, you can't have Fenrir, but it is my mate Shuck.
Yeah.
He's not as qualified, but he'll do a great job. Take him with you to Britain.
Don't look him in the eye.
Black Shuck seems to be an amalgamation of the Black Dog of Odin, and we're bringing him back, the Wild Hunt.
Harry Canab, where you at?
And so big man Harry Canab bringing his mates, the Black Shuck. Now, I say the mates there because apparently in the Wild Hunt, the Black Shuck is one of the beasts, but is actually a pack, not a single dog.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So there's a whole pack of one-eyed fortune-telling dogs that are...
If you hear the howl, you're dead. Great.
Yeah,
but
if you hear
by
the
sounds
right,
of it,
by the sounds of
it though, if you're anywhere near a wild hunt, if you hear it, if you see it, you're dead.
Just give up.
By the sound of it, yeah.
But
that's true.
But this is it, right? So maybe it has some legs here because he could be an East Anglia, but one of the packers decided, you know what, Molescombe, lovely property there. I'm going to invest.
It's a franchise, mate. He's got franchises. That's what he's doing.
Well, this is it, and that is the end. So, I mean, what is plaguing, Brighton as a city and the surrounding areas, and what killed that deer, and what attacked that lady's dog? Because if it isn't black shuck, that means there's something else out there.
I definitely think, I want to believe it's the most folklory, mysterious, supernatural answer because that's kind of, what I live for. However, I'm willing to say it's definitely another big cat situation. But again, I have no evidence to say that,
It's still a mystery, though.
It could have been a rabid man.
Yeah, you do hear about these people that just sort of go off into the forest and never come back because they I live here now.
Linking back to the start of the story, man. Ugly child grown up into a man now stalks the 100 Mile Woods.
And is tearing deer apart.
Yeah. We where I live near Sutton Park, which is one of the biggest suburban parks in Europe, I think. And there was a guy who did exactly what you said, June. He went off the grid, basically. He was called Barkfoot, and he lived in Sutton Park.
Barkfoot?
I don't know much else about it. I'll have to look into it. That can be an episode.
Well, that's an episode right there.
Yeah, Barkfoot, mate.
I like this story a lot. There's a lot of twists and turns. And,
what I like most about it is it's a mystery.
Yeah.
But continue.
And the deer, the physical evidence. We've just had offhand stories, haven't we?
I'm sorry, my stories have no evidence in them. I'm sorry.
Well, I thought the Marvels, Mysteries, and Midlanders. I thought let's bring a full-fledged mystery that's still unsolved to the table.
Yeah. So that deer, very interesting.
I do.
Because you can find that there's records of this. It's like because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just spinning up a porky story.
Absolutely, man.
But no, there's verifiable, this deer was murdered and was ripped apart, and no one knows what did it.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
So I remember years ago I was watching. It was in the 90s. My dad recorded it on VHS. And basically, the BBC used to do this thing called Weird Night, and they'd have all these shows about supernatural. Just weird stuff throughout the evening. They did 14 times, did the 14 review of the year. And I've always wanted to do one myself because it's really interesting. They basically go for the months of the year, find the most interesting big stories, and they do a program just going throughout the year.
Oh, and can't do that for 2020.
No, 20. Oh, yeah.
That'll go on for years.
Yeah. Oh, it's forever. And there was a section about big cat attacks. And again, the creature in one of the stories, this guy was I was walking my dog. Something was in the bush, come out, looked at it. It was a panther. It's crazy. They're somewhere in the UK, and then obviously the more rural areas probably work. But, it is scary because if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And the other weird thing is that no one knows where they are, how many there are. You'd think people would go, oh, there's a panther. That's concerning.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do something about this. But these people are just oh, there's a panther. Well, not walking my dog there anymore.
Yeah. Do, mate, you should just microchip them all, then we can just see where they are at all times. It's easy fix, mate. Easy fix.
Let's give Bill Gates a ring. Apparently he's a pro at microchipping.
He's good, apparently. Bless Mr. Gates and his microchips.
His microchips and COVID vaccines. Beautiful. But that is the story of the mystery big cat of Brighton and Hove.
I will admit I've marvelled at the story. I've been mystified by the story, and I'm a Midlander, so yeah, cool. All three M's.
That's it. Right. Well, I'm excited because I also know that Lewis is bringing a story to the table.
Yeah, and it will be coming in hot just a mo.
Marvels, mysteries, and
Midlanders. Did you enjoy my little ad-lib jingle today, guys?
That was...
It's never going to see the light of day, but I might try and, remake it one day.
The pre-recorded. Why even bother with the pre-recorded ones if you?
I know, but I can just do them off the.
You've been working hard, and frankly, we're just going to bin it all because we're using that on a loop every time.
I might have to put it at the end of the episode as the sound.
That's going to have to go at the end of the episode so people can just know what beauty you came up with.
So now we're entering Lewis's special moment in the spotlight. Lewis Carr, beautiful Lewis Carr, towering inferno, Lewis Carr. What have you got for us?
Yeah.
That's what we got to say to my compliments.
Yeah. Yeah.
He agrees.
True,
that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
What a king. I love
it. So, not necessarily a story, more of a fact.
Is it a Shrek fact?
It's not a Shrek fact. It's not a Shrek fact.
It's all about,
But I can come back with Shrek facts if you'd like.
No, I want to hear what you've brought to the table today.
Get on with it.
So, it's about dares.
Ooh.
So, I'd like to ask you two, have you ever done a dare? And any exciting
I've done one
dares?
or two in my time.
Yeah. I do dares, mate. I do them all the time.
I'll do it right now.
Used to call
me Dare.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Just dare me.
Yeah, mate. They used to call me Daremeister at university, mate. I was just daring all day. They dared me to do my dissertation. You know what? I did it.
You dared me to get it first. I did my best.
I did my best. I was actually 3% off at first, and I was absolutely gutted.
That's savage.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. But I dared myself. I couldn't do it, so I didn't do it. Dare-wise, I've guaranteed, I've done dares.
I've done a couple. I've done anything too exciting.
Nothing I can think of that. I mean, I wouldn't say nothing I can't think of, but maybe it's just so shameful I've repressed it in my mind. You know, maybe I just something heinous, something crazy. I definitely drank like some crap at uni as a dare.
I tried to drink a packet of Skittles once.
Drink a packet of Skittles?
Yeah, basically, I tried to do that, but it set off my gag reflex and I vomited Skittles.
Taste the rainbow, bro!
Honestly, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Just dare me, I'm on it. Like, it was a weird experience. But yes, to answer your question, Lewis, I've done a dare.
Yeah. Okay. So,
this
is about laws regarding dares.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, one law in particular, and in 2 states in America. I think they are Delaware and Colorado.
Nice.
So they both have statutes that relate to a particular dare. So could you think of what that might be towards?
My mind went to something very questionable instantly. But I'm going to say it anyway. Bestiality? All right.
Good Lord.
Julian's face. He just looked at me like, what is this guy on? I just, all right.
I mean, my brain was going to
like shook.
There's some sort of monument or something that you can climb. And it's
vandalism?
Like they ban daring to
climb. Like they have like frats go, if you're going to be in the frat, bro, we got to dare you to climb up Abraham Lincoln's mustache in town.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
but I'm pretty sure that's the only part of facial hair Abraham Lincoln didn't have was a mustache. I think he had everything else. But
did I say mustache? I had beard in my head. Damn.
Nah, that's all right. Yeah. Own it. It's yours. Yeah, I'm going to go with climbing a statue.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not allowed to do that if you're dared, kind of thing, or you're let off.
Like if someone dares you to do that, you have legal grounds to say, I will not partake.
Same for bestiality.
Right, okay. So you deny the dare because it's against the law.
Yes, yeah.
That's the
I think
obviously
it might already be a law, but that's fine. We'll brush over that.
I'll give you a clue. It's to do with if you did the dare, the states would let you off. They'd let you off with what happens when you do the dare.
So if you do it, you get let off. So it's like...
Oh.
So if you say climbed up that statue, they'd let you off. Oh, it's okay because they did it as a dare.
Right.
Oh, maybe it's like killing a man then. It's like, that's all right.
Yeah.
I know I murdered him, but they dared me to do it, so...
Yeah, I killed him, but I was dared to, so technically you should arrest the guy who dared me to do it.
Yeah, like I'm good. Let me off.
I will provide a statement. I'll do whatever you need.
It was his fault. It was
He told me to do it.
There'd be some. You wouldn't need hitmans in them estates, would you?
Dare you?
Would you have to get this dare in writing?
I don't know about that. Yeah, because that would be a good point. Because you'd have to say, "Well, he dared me," and you could just say, "No, I didn't."
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, I recall no such event.
For God's sake, arrest them both.
It's none of them.
Okay.
The statutes are they allow that a marriage be annulled if it was done as a dare.
Oh, right.
Ah. I dare you to marry me. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I will do that. And then immediately we're just gonna dissolve the whole thing.
What if it's been consummated, though? Because obviously, apparently there's certain laws that obviously you can divorce immediately if the marriage has been consummated or whatever.
Oh, is that right?
I'm not saying in this particular case, but it'd be hilarious if they're like, well, did you? And they're like, oh, yeah. And they're like, well, yeah, your dad's not paying off this time. Too bad, boy. Yeah.
I'm interested about the legal process of this.
Yeah.
Because
Lewis, as always, you've got me thinking.
Evidence.
Yeah, exactly. Would you be like, oh, because if the person they said it, and then they'd be like, no, I didn't, and you'd be like, oh, okay.
All right. Well, one of you's lying, and we don't know which one. Brilliant.
So until you tell us, you're stuck in your marriage.
You've got to assume that this has happened in both states.
Oh yeah, if there's a law for it.
Yeah.
Exactly. They only would have done that if it was like a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you see signs in McDonald's like, please don't lick the tills. You know that's only there because some muppet has licked the tills.
Please don't choke hold a child if they get a Happy Meal till you don't have. Bit of a long one, but, it's there.
But yeah, these things only get done if there's a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that is wild.
So
I don't know how a dare like that would come about.
What a day to choke out a child and get traffic.
No, I dare.
Lewis, I dare you to marry me. Bet you won't do it.
Coming about. But the marriage one, it confuses me greatly.
Yeah, it's
I just don't get how insecure and how much do you have to prove as a person to do that sort of dare. Like, I dare you to marry Jeff.
Probably find it's couples who are like, no, I have to. You dared me. I ain't no
like
quitter.
Sometimes I dared you to marry me. I'll be like, no.
Well, you just ain't a man, Julian Collins. You wouldn't marry anybody like me. You run a dare. Yeah. It's. I don't know.
I do have a thing for the southern accent though, so if someone did speak to me like that, I'd probably just marry him anyway.
Well, if they were like a southern general, hello, boy, I'll take your hand in marriage and buy you a nice turkey dinner.
Yeah, even that. I'm okay with that. I'm down.
Southern Gothic, mate.
This is it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I got married not as a dare, but maybe if I did ask her as a dare, I dare you to divorce me. Oh, you want? Oh no. Take back the dare? Is it okay to take back the dare?
Maybe it's like a loophole thing if couples.
It's an easy way out.
Yeah, if they're like,
they don't want the. It's like an amicable. Divorce, so they don't have to. They can just say, "Oh, yeah, we did it."
They just want to test the waters.
We've been married for 40 years. But it was a dare.
Yeah, 4 years to the dare. Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know. Can you annul a marriage after 40 years? I think at that point, divorce is your only option, isn't it?
Death.
I don't know. Yeah, what's the time period on that? I wonder.
Yeah, because I mean, getting married is not cheap either. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a dare. I suppose you wouldn't have a big wedding, would you? You know, you just registry office, sign the paper. Cheers, Gov. See you later.
Apparently, the annulment, you must wait for up to 1 year to annul your wedding. But you can apply for an annulment at any time after your wedding.
Okay. So I thought it would be like an instant thing.
Yeah.
So you have to be married for a year until you
So you can be divorced like immediately after your wedding, but to annul your wedding, you have to apply for it a year after.
Right.
Wait, how? An annulment is a way of ending a marriage.
Backwards.
All right, listen to an annulment is a way of ending a marriage, similar to a divorce. However, unlike a divorce, where you must wait up to 1 year before you can apply, I got it completely backwards.
Annulment's the first year.
Yeah.
There we are.
Okay.
Well, now I learnt how to annul my future wife if I want to. I have to do it within a year.
But you've only got a year to do it.
Yeah, we've got to get in
You've
there
got
quick.
to get married in Delaware or Colorado.
Poor Caitlin. I hope she doesn't hear this.
Well, just don't get married as a dare, innit? That's the moral of the story here, I think.
It's never played Truthful Dare. I know where this is going.
Oh, God.
Well, is that it, Lewis?
That's it. Yeah, that is it.
That's it. That was... Again, Lewis, you get me thinking, boy. You're getting good at getting the old cogs turning in the old noggin, so thank you for that. I'm just trying to think of anything to say. Obviously, thank you to everyone who is listening, is sticking with us through our episodes. I hope you're enjoying it, and at some point we'll have some social medias set up for you to harass us on, or talk to
By
us.
the time this comes out, I hope that we have got that sorted.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's James here. Just letting you all know we do indeed have a social media now. You can find us on Instagram at MMMidlanders or MMMIDLANDERS. Or if you even want to send us a sternly written email or maybe a strange experience you've had, send it to marvels.mysteries@gmail.com. That's marvels.mysteries@gmail.com. And one more thing, if you have access to Apple Podcasts or use it frequently, if you'd be so kind to rate, review and subscribe to Marvel's Mysteries and Midlanders on there, it would really help us out, hopefully get more listeners in, and hopefully, if things work out, we get more content out to you lovely listeners, because that's what it's all about. It's about entertaining you, believe it or not, and also because we have to, worship our corporate overlords. Praise them, praise be. But thank you so much for listening to the podcast. It means the world to us. From the three of us, thank you. Other than that, have a great day. Take care. It's all good. But yeah, thank you to both of you, June, and thank you for the amazing story. Fantastic. Lewis, as always, thank you for your fantastic fact. Strange thing in the world. They're brilliant. I can't wait till next time. So, guys, thank you. Have a brilliant week. Or 2 weeks, should I say. And we'll speak to you then. Have a great day, and bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
This is a jingle I made in my house. I have a drum kit, but it's invisible.